Good morning. This morning I'm at Verwood Cemetery in Dorset, and I am here to see one of my favourite actors, and that is Harry, or as we all know him, Buster Merrifield. Buster Merrifield, what a character. Absolutely loved him to bits in Only Fools and Horses. He used to make me laugh just by looking at him, brilliant. He was a very talented man. I mean, he could play the piano, but he couldn't play it by reading music, he'd only play it by ear. He was schoolboy boxing champion, obviously when he was a schoolboy, and later on in 1945 he was the Army's boxing champion. He didn't even start start professionally acting until he was 57. So, anyway, it's only a very, very tiny little cemetery this, so what I'll do is I'll spin you around and we'll go and have a look around the cemetery while I tell you a little bit about Buster Merrifield.
Harry Buster Merrifield, 27th of November 1920 to the 23rd of June 1999, was an English actor best known for starring as Uncle Albert in the BBC comedy Only Fools and Horses. Merrifield was born and raised in Battersea, London, England. His father, also called Harry Merrifield, was a fitter, and his mother Lily, née Stone, was a part-time waitress. His sister Irene died when she was 8 years old. He was given the name Buster by his grandfather as he weighed 9 pounds at birth, and it stuck throughout his entire life. He refused to divulge his real name, which only became known after his death. He followed a strict fitness regime of daily press-ups and swimming sessions. As a boxer, he was a British schoolboy champion in the 1936 and Southern Command Army champion in 1945. He was also an amateur football player and Millwall supporter, regularly attending games at the Old Den. In contrast to his pipe-smoking and rum-drinking character Uncle Albert, Merrifield was a teetotaler and non-smoker his entire life. Before turning professional as an actor, Merrifield was a keen amateur actor and director. His productions of John Osborne's The Entertainer 1966, The World My Canvas 1968 by Ruth Dixon, and A View from the Bridge 1969 by Arthur Miller, for the now defunct amateur theatre group, the characters won Best Play at the Woking Drama Festival in 1966, 1968 and 1969 respectively. He also won the Best Actor trophy for his roles in The Entertainer and The World My Canvas. Merrifield became a professional actor at the age of 57 after having worked for the Westminster Bank for nearly 40 years. He began work there on 11th of July 1938 and passed his banking exams in 1939. During his time with the bank, he reached a position of senior area manager, but his banking career was interrupted by his war service. He spent the war in the army, where his physique allowed him to become a PT and jungle warfare instructor. Awarded an emergency commission in the Royal Artillery on the 13th of March 1942. Merrifield was promoted to the rank of second lieutenant. During the war is when he discovered his love of acting, when he served as an entertainment officer staging shows for the troops. After the war, the now married Merrifield returned to the bank. At NatWest he rose through the ranks. In April 1967 he became manager of the Shepperton sub-branch, and by the time of his early retirement in 1978 he was a bank manager at the Thames Ditton branch in Surrey. After retiring, Merrifield persuaded a repertory company to admit him. He performed at the Connaught Theatre in Worthing in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and Equus. Merrifield appeared in some small television parts, including Hannah in 1980, as Professor Chalice in The Citadel in 1983, and as Bishop in Strangers and Brothers in 1984. Merrifield joined Only Fools and Horses in January 1985 as the former seafaring Albert Gladstone Trotter, known as Uncle Albert, who was Grandad Trotter's long-lost younger brother and was known for his catchphrase of "during the war." The character was added after Leonard Pearce, who played Grandad, died in December 1984. 9 months earlier, in March 1984, Merrifield and Pearce had co-starred in 2 episodes of The Shroud for a Nightingale. Merrifield did much work for charities such as for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. He wrote his autobiography, During the War and Other Encounters, in 1996. In December 1997, Merrifield fell at the British Comedy Awards while walking to the stage to collect an award for David Jason for his part in Only Fools and Horses. Despite cutting his forehead, he continued and collected the award. Merrifield appeared in pantomime during Christmas of 1997 and 1998 in the father role in Beauty and the Beast at the Pavilion Theatre, Bournemouth. Merrifield could play the piano by ear but could not read music. He was also a fan of disco dancing. Merrifield died at Paul General Hospital on the 23rd of June 1999 as a result of a brain tumour. He was survived by his wife Iris, whom he had married in June 1942. His daughter Karen and 2 grandchildren. He was buried at a cemetery near Verwood, Dorset. Iris died on the 5th of November 2002 and was buried alongside him.
Right, I've had to swap around to using the brolly because the heavens have opened and it's a totally different day to yesterday. So right, what we'll do now is we'll spin you around, well I'll spin you around and we'll go and have a look at his final resting place. Right, it should be just over here. As I say, it's a very small cemetery. When I drove my car around it first thing this morning because I didn't think it was going to be open. I mean, it's 7:30 now. I didn't think it says on the internet it's not open till 9. But it was open, so I drove around, parked my car, and literally parked my car right next to his final resting place. Right, here it is, right in front of us. In loving memory of Buster Merryfield, 1920 to 1999. He lived for those he loved, and those he loved remember him. Look at his little picture on there. And his beloved wife Iris Merrifield, 1910 to 2002. Always loving, always caring, always there, together forever. That is a final resting place of Buster Merryfield and Iris Merrifield. Now this is one of the ones I've been looking forward to. I loved Buster Merrifield, especially in Only Fools and Horses. He used to just make me laugh. That's the amazing bloke. And unfortunately the weather's kind of let me down a bit. Beautiful all day yesterday. Today, not so good. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed the content and you haven't already, then maybe consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Well, that is it from Verwood Cemetery in, where am I? Dorset. I will see you on the next one. So bye-bye for now.